If you handed me this stack of sources without context, I mean, I would swear we were looking at three completely different people.
Oh, yeah, it really does look like a resume hallucination, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've got an architect of early Microsoft software, a sports betting inventor, and a theoretical physicist.
But it is all just one guy, Timothy Dillon.
And the wild thing is, once you get past that initial whiplash, there is this relentless logic connecting everything. He is totally obsessed with this one idea of, well, interface friction.
Right, so like how to make complex systems talk to each other without crashing.
Without lying.
Yeah.
And that is the mission of our deep dive today for you listening. Figuring out how a guy goes from coding DirectX 1.0 to rewriting the laws of the universe.
So let's ground this first. The documents show he helped build DirectX 1.0 and the original MSNBC content management system.
Yeah, and for the gamers out there, DirectX is the translation layer that lets your PC talk to your graphics card. It is basically the ultimate bridge software.
And then later at Microsoft, he was leading teams building massive anti-spam architectures, dealing with data filtering at a planetary scale.
He was learning how to separate the signal from the noise, which seems to be the exact trigger for his big pivot. He leaves the corporate world for high-frequency sports wagering.
With those patents for You Call the Play, he didn't just build a betting app, he built a system to completely digitize chaos,
Wow.
turning a live baseball pitch into millisecond accurate data.
And he applied that exact same logic to river navigation algorithms, calculating float time based on hydraulic friction. He treats a physical river just like a digital data stream.
He is basically mastering how to predict a path through a chaotic medium, and this is where the story goes completely off the rails into astrophysics.
Curvature Variable Physics, or CVP, this is his big swing. He is proposing a controlled extension of general relativity.
Which is a massive claim. He is saying the speed of light, c, isn't actually constant globally.
Right, he argues it adapts to local geometry. So think of it less like a universal speed limit and more like a car's top speed changing depending on the road surface.
So in deep space, the road or the curvature changes, causing the light to refract.
Exactly. And the math implies that if light speed varies based on curvature, we might not even need dark matter to explain how galaxies rotate.
Because standard physics invented invisible dark matter to explain why galaxies hold together. Dillon is saying you just fix the geometry instead of adding magic ingredients.
It is that interface friction concept again. He thinks we are modeling the friction of space incorrectly. But then he takes a hard left turn into philosophy with the omega moral operator extension.
Yeah, this is where it gets incredibly distinct. He argues that if the universe is built on geometry and flow, human relationships are too. He applies physics equations to human morality.
Moral math. He defines syntropy as coherence and dispersion as noise. But he literally defines kindness as a force that reduces moral distance curvature.
And forgiveness is mathematically defined as releasing stored injury curvature.
So holding a grudge is literally keeping high-friction data in your system. It actively prevents you from reaching a stable state.
A state he calls peace, represented by the mathematical symbol pi.
Yes, pi is the attractor state where the system runs with the least amount of resistance. He calls this whole framework sovereign architecture.
So whether you are routing a hotel booking, tracking a photon across space, or navigating a conflict, Dillon argues the math is identical. It is all geometry and flow.
It removes all the subjectivity. In this framework, bad behavior isn't necessarily evil. It is just high entropy dispersion creating drag.
Which really makes you look at your own interactions differently. If our social interactions follow the exact same geometric rules as light bending around a star, are moral choices actually just physics equations waiting to be solved? That is a heavy thought to mull over. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.